Shit, I went out. Even if I say something real, some men don't want to agree because I'm a female, or look at it like, oh, whatever, you don't know what you're talking about, or we'll just stop talking to me all around because once they figure out that I do know players, stacks, games, scores, I can take it back as far as when I really started getting into like sports, and that was like 2000, maybe 98, 97, like it's shit like that you go so far back and you watch all these different people. Like I said, it only takes a few years for them to start flipping the script because they feel like you don't know, and you have so many new people coming in with so many different thoughts and genre, and they pushing this and pushing that. It's like they forget that you were here 2-3 years ago. They get to lying to people. They get to do it all type of shit. So the fact that I've been around for a very long time and looking at all the ins and outs, especially when it comes down to the Raiders, it's like, that's why I said in one of my videos, stop trying to pull wool over my eyes. Not mine, okay? I ate carrots a whole lot when I was young. I'm seeing through assholes. Not from. God bless, scratch that. We ain't gonna put that on there. But yeah, I mean, I'm seeing this, so it's like, oh my God. And I know it's a couple times that I came over here and we got on my platform and probably only gave the stats or whatever to the game because I was starting to put like the scoring, the stats, and all of that shit. It was just like, come on now. Every time I'm only coming after the pressers or whatever the case may be. So since that was my line of whatever it was, I will only mention the scores and what they were talking about and how they was coming off. So that's all I had to get into. So when I have to do videos prior to the game or whatever, I might throw in stats or do something like that. At the end of the games, throw in stats or something like that. But for the most part, it's all about what type of work they put in. What are they doing? And then on side of that, since that's on top of that, on side of that, how are they pulling all of that together? Because like I said, we pay attention to all of this shit. You watch this fake ass attitudes that everybody give. Some are genuine, but fake attitudes, like I said, we can watch them go at it, play at it, and we not looking at it like, okay, I just on the field that they had a misunderstanding. No, when you see the beginning of some of these games, they are not there. When they score a couple times, then they be like kikiing, but no, they not there. So let that go over your head if you want to, but then that's why we here. That's why they able to pull this wool over our eyes. That's why they ain't gotta say shit to us, and we be all scrambling and looking stupid. Because I do believe the vibe that Carr is getting, and I want to just throw Josh Jacob in there because Carr had promised him that Carr promised Josh Jacob it was gonna be him and him. Like, we gonna make it. I'm gonna make sure you get these touchdowns. I'm gonna make sure you in that bitch like woo wah wham wham damn. But he can't pull that off. He can't pull that off if they not gonna let him through. You feel me? That's just like when Josh Jacobs gotta come. You know what I mean? When he coming closer in for the blitz or whatever the case may be. Like they drawing their man from the outfield to come in. What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? If you watch all these fucking videos, like I said before, it was one that was game costing to us. And y'all fucking went off and y'all got on the fucking receivers. But then I say, don't nobody pay attention to that video. Y'all got like 50 cameras on the field to catch every angle, everything. You feel me? So they show the angle where Carr sees three motherfuckers. Not say two. I say two. Two motherfuckers wide the fuck open. Third one about to come open. And then a nigga still trying to give it. It's who he wants to be getting that touchdown. You understand? It's names behind the touchdown. I don't care that. See, that's the problem with the men and with some men in general. They just thinking like it goes to it went to the scoreboard. But if you see how they playing like it's just him and him and him and him. If the defense on the opponent team don't step in, nobody else ever get no play. They're gonna keep giving it to Josh Jacob. They're gonna keep giving it to Josh Jacob like they don't see that every hole that he try to step in is getting blocked. Like I said, even if you have 6 fucking plays and he make what 10, 12 yards the next play, don't nobody got time to be holding on to the ball so fucking long. Then you let it go, acting like, oh, you don't want to risk the chance of throwing down the field and all of this shit, but you go. No, I think it's just too much fakeness that we've just allowed to just get away with everything because that shit right there on the field, and we have to watch that shit, and that shit just irks me so goddamn bad. I guess that's what that man was talking about. Get all worked up. But it's like if I'm using my mind, I'm using my eyes, I'm putting everything together. I mean, if you watch a person walk towards the store and you see him moving up towards the store, you know he going to the store. I mean, like, you walk in, then he step off the sidewalk to go further into, like, the market. You wouldn't think that he had, I mean, your first mind would be like, okay, he's going to the store. You wouldn't think, like, oh, this nigga finna go around the store. Or, stuff like that. Go to the back or, whatever. I don't know. It is difficult. And men versus females, I feel like in the industry, like me, you can get mad, whatever. I have a nasty little probably mouth or whatever. It's not something that you see in the forefront or you would like to see. But then when I look at some of the women, and I'm looking like, you saying that, but they don't even get the whole gist of it. They're there to read certain stats. Then ain't nobody looking for their input. And then half of their input is so shallow or it's one of the lesser things. Ain't nobody really going initiative to actually look for something that needs to be talked about. Everybody is on one wave, and then when they ride the wave, that's what it is. And I look at a lot of women, especially on what is it, Collins? Oh my God, I know that's somebody's wife and everything, but I can't help even to listen and look at it. And then on top of that, I don't even watch the show no more, but the nigga getting, what's the little lady name? She's getting darker on that show. And I don't care how many times y'all spend so many years trying to put a person to the back and acting like your hairstyle is this, hairstyle is that. Now every white man is either you're talking black guy or you're talking black woman, which is fine. Hey, you like it, I love it, but it's never totally black. But hey, you know what? That's not even here nor there. I don't show signs of worries and weakness of anything else. I ain't got time for that shit. God bless they asses. I'm just saying, when you do something, like they mention little things. That's how shallow men are, or some men. They mention something, and everything is being fed to them. Shit, I could barely get somebody to fucking edit my video. Okay, so shit ain't fed to my ass. But I'm saying the news is fed to them, and then they're reading it like a sum up. You know what I mean? It's certain stuff. So it's like, come on now. Come on now. It's only some women that actually is really into sports and excited about that. Now the one that's on Colin's show, Black, no. Not even. Mad Max. What's his name? Because I used to like watching him when he was on um I forgot because I was watching him so much, and then they gave him his own show or gave him a new show. And they also what it's another woman. It's another woman, and I just really enjoy watching her because she gets so excited over the sports and what she bringing in her own team. You know what I mean? Regardless of what her little peers say and all of that other shit, she go hard for her team. And it's a show where I think they betting on the stats. I really like her. I have been watching her for a long time. Lately, I would say shit. Maybe most of this year, I probably haven't been able to watch that show. But last year and the years prior to, before they had made most of it, It's some with stats and numbers and betting and all of that stuff like that right there. I really like her energy. I really like the way she pay attention to things because I would feel um, like besides myself, when it comes to sports and being like she got it. Like she got it. I like her. I like that she's goofy. I like that she can keep up with the men as well as on top of being able to keep up with the men, keep up with the stats, and just her love for the game. And it's just like it's really genuine, and you don't see that in a lot of women that's out there. But then you do see that they be trying to push those women to do so because, like I said, when I watch these women, I'm looking. And who am I to judge? But I do be looking to see if it's natural or is it forced. Is it something that, okay, will they see that, okay, you in the line of journalist or you in the line of this and that, so they snatch you up and then give you shit to say even though you practice reading it. I mean, because they have the sum ups and shit like that, so you would know just like a stenographer. Or is that right? A stenographer. You know what I mean. You learn to read those little ad libs and shit like that, the little shorter versions of words and stuff like that. So it's the same thing with that, but it's like every time you watch something, they don't really have no passion, and then when they speak about something, it's general or something that the public already been talking about. It's nothing that I don't know. It's nothing that how you would see like you would find on your own, like in the style that you would look at in the players, in yourself, in the personalities, all of these things, and it does not show on a lot of you know uh, cast members when they have like women with the sports. And even though you're probably try to push women into it even more, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of women that y'all push into, especially for the looks, and y'all be thinking this and that, and I don't know, that's different. And they always thinking like you can't do it when these people don't have no clue whether or not that's just like when they do the radios and they have whoever come and do it. A lot of these people that do the radio be like, oh, okay, I like your voice. Okay, you know about this. Okay, it'll be good for you to do this. So okay, let's do that. And a lot of them start like that. Yeah, a lot of them went to school for it, but a lot of them, nigga, you walking down the hall and they be like, hey, come here. Let me hear your voice. You know something about this? Okay, let me hear you talk about it. So they always playing us like, school is the way to go, but no, school is the way to get. Did I just jump on something else? What the fuck? Stay focused, okay? So, okay, I'm not gonna stay long. So probably gonna chop this up into two videos, but I'm not going to stay long on this. I'm not on this topic anymore because maybe it's only bothering me because I pay attention to men and women. I mean, it's just that because I feel like we all equal. Y'all keep on putting it like it's a man thing. Oh, that brought me back to the man versus in the beginning of what I was saying. I started to unfollow because I feel like nigga, you haven't been let out. Ain't no door has been open to your ass in so long. So when they open a door for your dumb black ass, this is what the fuck you talk about, women's sportscast, and then you talk about women don't know shit and all this other shit. You mean to tell me this is the only way to get your foot in the fucking door? You mean to tell me they had your ass sitting in the fucking back all this goddamn time that fucking blew the dust off your back and you get up here to talk about this? Put the nigga back on the shelf, okay? Preserve that nigga for another fucking 15 years because he still ain't ready to come out. Next! Not for real. And last but not least, my animals. Okay? This is really something like a rant. Okay. Last time I probably did a video, I probably had 1,000,001 rats, 4 cats, with 2 extra cats. My tortoise, my chameleon, which is my daughter's chameleon, Regalia, which I go up there make sure, but I feel like I'm still a caregiver, provider, and everything else. So, and my kids, which is also the animals. But anyways, I didn't make videos for a minute because I was so overwhelmed with my house. After I had to get a set of rats off, my rats still was fucking and doing all that other stuff. So after I did my last separation, I actually end up getting dogs. So before I can get my last 20 something rats off, I got 2 dogs. My brother bought me a dog, and I named her Queen. All in, my brother. She was about a month and a half when we got her, a month old when we got her, and then my kid's father ended up bringing me a dog, bringing us a dog, which is a boy. So now we have 2 dogs in addition to the cats, the rats, the tortoise, and the chameleon, and everything else, which is no problem. Being babies or whatever, which wasn't a problem. I thought that I was mentally and physically ready, but I wasn't. The boy dog he's a big heavy dog, very active. The girl dog, she's smaller and gonna be small, but she's active and don't take shit from nobody. They both rip and run through the house. I still have the cats. My tortoise left. I don't know where he was. I do think my neighbors got him. I'm just gonna go and say that because I don't even like lying to myself. If I continue to look at it no they didn't, no they didn't, no they didn't, I feel really stupid when I do that. So when I say that they did, and I find out they didn't, I'm like, okay. But I know this for a fact. My backyard is actually caged in, and one of the boards that lead next door, because of the dogs digging a hole underneath trying to go next door. Because the cats run from the dog, and we have these boards that stick like slats like this. So they have a gate, and then we have the boards on our gate that comes off like that's against the gate, but it gives like this much gap because of the post that we use to have the boards go up. So the cats like laying in between those. So the dogs were trying to get under that board to lay in between, which is the gate. That separates my yard from their yard. So when he did that, I always let my turtle out because my backyard is caged up. He goes out, he eat the grass. Sometimes he eat poops. I don't like that. But sometimes he eat on the poop. Then he'll come in or come to the back door. This is literally what my turtle do. He comes to the back door and I let him in or let him back in. So when I let him in, then I'll maybe give him a bath, fix his food, whatever I feel like he need at that time. Which if I look at him and I be like, "Are you hungry?" and I put something down, if he eat, I give him more. Always have water, whatever the case may be. So always, making sure that he's up on his. But he always comes to the door. If he don't come one night, he comes the next night. If he don't come that next night, he comes that night after that. The longest he ever stayed out was 2 days at any given time. 2 days. Because he'll be at the door that following night or that following morning. So he's always there. Even though he might not come one night, he'll most definitely come the next. So I noticed that the dog dug a hole and my turtle left. He was gone for 2 days. And I was like, something just told me to just go look. I started moving the boards next door. The board that was against the gate, or that separates my yard from theirs or whatever, against the gate. So I'm moving that board, and I noticed that they had little dirt bags or sand bags that they had against the gate long time ago. So Charlie went under there, and I was a little like, damn, I know I won't be able to get him because anytime if I go in the backyard and I'm looking for him, I could grab him, scrape him up, or do whatever. If he going in a direction, I can grab him and put him somewhere else. So that, and he went next door. After he went next door, I was like, damn, I haven't seen him. It's really weird that he didn't even come out, because I can catch him walking across the backyard just to eat grass and do different shit, mess with the cats or something. So I noticed lately that he haven't even came. I haven't seen him brush across. I haven't seen him moving across the grass, because I can spot him in the backyard. So I haven't seen him moving across the grass or do anything like that. And I do like to let him go in the backyard, because I hate that he gets so big. He's little, but he gets so big and to be caged up. You know what I mean? That's why I leave my doors open for the dog, for the animals to come in and out, like literally because I like, the cats. The cats can fit through the bars, like, and I have a gate and shit like that. The cats and dogs, whatever. But because of the way the bar is set up, the turtle can't get over the bar, so I have to lay something down for him, and then he goes across it. That was the best thing I ever did, because once I knew that he like listened, learned, and was really really paying attention, I put a board down. He could be in the house. If he see that board, he'll take that wrap and he'll go outside. And when he want to, he'll take that wrap and come back in. So that's why I was looking like, damn, he knows so much. He know to come home. He been doing this for so long. So the dog dug a hole. He go next door, and I go and I'm, moving the boards or whatever, and I look, I can't see him. So I'm calling him, and I was upset and I was crying or whatever, but I'm looking like, damn, that's so messed up. I looked everywhere in my backyard, so I know it wasn't in my backyard, and I see this hole, so I know that he could fit under there. So I'm just like, okay, he went there. But then I noticed that my next door neighbor have a fascination with turtles. I didn't know it until I got my turtle long ago. When I got my turtle last year, he was showing me all his little turtle tricklets and shit like that, and I would just look like, man, I'm a people person. I'm happy. I always let the animals out. If anybody want to see them, kids want to play. Like, I want to have a center where, it can be therapeutic for a lot of people, and just have the different crowds, old and young, to be able to, just be able to enjoy themselves either around them, as a rec center or whatever the case. So I was just thinking, like, okay, come on now. I like that people like animals, and I like that people like the animals that I have. Not saying that, oh, I like that. But I'm just saying, I'm just in. So I get to complaining, and I tell him that he needs to talk to the neighbors next door to see if they see my turtle or whatever the case may be, right? And I'm getting mad at my kids' dad, like, the dog dug a hole or whoopty whoop whoopty whoop. Now my turtle is out, gone, whoop whoop. I tell him he need to call them. Talk to them, or I'm ripping all the boards down so I can see exactly in the backyard. A couple of hours after that, my turtle was spotted in the backyard, but running to my back door. Like, he was coming from the side of the house where that hole was. Almost like they like, get your ass out of here. So it was like where that hole was. So I'm looking like, oh, okay. Like, that's good. And I'm thinking, like, because he was running. When I say, like, he was trying to, like, hurry up and catch me before I left. Because I would go to the door, I would call him a little bit, look around for him, like, shit like that, and then I go back in the house. Because he don't move slow. He move fast. Turtles move a little fast, but this time when I see him, I'm like, why the fuck is he running? I said, oh my God, like, I thought he was rushing to me, like, trying to make sure that I catch and see him. Make sure I see him before I go in the house. So I'm looking like, okay, that's fine. I get him. I'm so happy I see him. I'm looking like, oh my God, okay. Even if he was next door, I'm glad that they, let him go. So I wasn't bothered by that. And I was just thinking, like, you know what? Since I know they like turtles and all this other shit, it's fine. And I just felt like it was fine because my backyard is closed up and their backyard I thought was closed up or a little closed up, but then I'm not even sleeping on those type of excuses. Because I look at it like this. I had him in the house for a few days, and I was kind of like questioning myself whether I wanted to let him out, but then I was like, how is it? I can't do the animals like that. I always find myself saying, no, I'm about to do this and try to be real strict, but then it's like, who am I to take away so much from them? So I let him back out. And he liked to go to his familiar places and familiar corners and shit like that, and obviously he was chilling up under that board, which is in between the gates. But the gate on their side, underneath the gate, it do have room to go under. And he's small enough to get under a lot of things. So the hole that the dog had dug was a little bit bigger, a little bit longer. He was gone, well, after I let him out, he was gone the whole night. But I was thinking, like, that's regular. Only until, like, day 3 or 4 that I really start really panicking. So he was out a whole night, and I was like, okay, give him his space, He was in the house for 2 days. Let me just, give him his space, let him go out, do what he want to do, or whatever the case may be. But I forgot that the dog dug a hole, and I forgot that he went next door. So, my Long story short, longer story short. My kid's father got up the next morning, um, went and put stakes in the gate that was bent, the board that was bent up, so it bent back down, so now it's closed. So after he did that, and I yelled at him, and I said, "My turtle haven't been home. Why would you do that?" And I thought because the neighbors didn't try to hold on to my turtle, I thought it was okay, like if he did go back and forth because I know that they like turtles. Why the fuck, soon as he put those stakes in the ground, my neighbors went and put those bags because on the other side where the stakes are, the bags were open and where the boards wasn't, you go on the other side and the gate will still be there, but underneath the gate he can maneuver in and out. That's how it's always been. My kid's father went and put that damn stake in, which bent the board back down. They then went on the other side and packed all their little sandbags underneath the other area. And I'm just looking like, damn, I know if he can't get in one, if he can't go through one area, he'll go around and go to the next. So because they put all those bags back down, I was just looking like, I don't want to deal with that. And it made me not want to fuck with my neighbors no more. And it just made me like, I hate people that steal and I hate people that can't open their mouth and say shit. And sometimes it hurt my feelings to where they be trying to catch me off guard and say hi. And I just don't want to say hi. I don't want to fuck with them at all because I feel like you know exactly what you're doing. And I'm not a person that want to kick down your door. But then when I know something for sure, I don't want to stop. It's like, I know that I'm in the right. I know that you fucking wrong. And because you think that you're going to get away with it, it just irks my fucking soul. And I'm not even lying. It's the truth about it because I'm sweet as shit. And because I know he didn't have to show me anything. But because I seen it in his car before he showed me. And then when he seen my turtle walking in the front yard, he's like, oh my God,